Welcome to React State Update Queuing and Batching Mechanism. So we're going to give a brief overview of React and state management. So React is a library for building user interface, and a key feature of React is its ability to efficiently manage and update the component state, which is what we'll look at, and we're gonna look at how React handles state updates, specifically queuing and the batching mechanism. So you will learn more about the state in a different lecture, but if I were to give a brief overview of the basics of state updates in React, the useState hook allows us to add local state to functional components. And when we update this state using this setter function provided by useState, what React does is React schedules a re-render the component to reflect the new state. And this is the foundation of React's reactive nature. Batching state updates. So batching is basically an optimization technique used by React. And what it does is multiple state updates are processed together in a single re-render. And the reason why this is done this way is for performance, because by doing it this way, it prevents unnecessary renders and ensures that the application remain fast and responsive, even when you're updating state frequently or in rapid succession. So let's look at an example counter component. So this counter component tries to increment the counter by 3 using separate set number calls. And you might be expecting the counter to increase by 3, but due to this batching mechanism, these updates are combined and the counter increments by only 1. So this shows how React's state updates during a render are fixed. And this is one of the examples that shows the importance of understanding how batching works. Updating the same state variable multiple times. So one common misunderstanding arises when we try to update the same state variable multiple times by directly passing new values. React's batching means these updates don't accumulate as expected. Instead, we can use updater functions like set number, and then you'll see that instead of providing n+1, we're using the updater functions that looks like this. By doing it this way, it's ensuring that each update is based on the most current state, allowing for accurate sequential updates. Advanced state update patterns. So when we mix direct state updates with updater functions, what React does is React queues these updates and processes them in order. And this can lead to unexpected results if not properly understood. So it is important to understand how React's batching and update mechanism work together to determine the final state after a series of updates. So let's look at this example. We have counter component, and this counter component returns a number. This number is a state variable from created from React's useState hook. And when you unclick, what it does is it calls setNumber twice, and this setNumber, first one increments the number by 5, and this one, the second one, the increment based on the updated state. Best practices and naming convention. So using pure functions as updater functions is key to predictable state updates, and it's also important to avoid side effects in these functions. And for readability and maintainability, it is important to adopt naming conventions for updater functions, and state variables can significantly improve the quality of your code. And it's okay to use shorthand names or more descriptive ones, but it's important to keep it consistent. Recap and key takeaways. To recap, we've looked at how React batches state updates for performance and the difference between direct state updates and the updater functions, and the best practices for managing state updates. Thank you everyone for listening.